Okay, Savvy Sales community, before you begin to watch this video, I want you to forget everything you know about selling. Why? Well, here's a brain hack. If you go into something thinking you already know everything you know about the subject, you won't learn even one new thing. If you're skydiving, you want to make sure your parachute opens, right? Well, before you dive into this video, I want to ask you to forget everything you know about selling. And there's more to this, so keep watching. Harrington, the Savvy Sales Lady, your personal YouTube sales coach. This is a YouTube channel for all salespeople, and I encourage you to watch all the way to the end. Learn sales savvy intelligence to sell intelligent. There's a free gift that I'm going to give you at the end. Now, why did I tell you to forget everything you know about selling? There's brain science that shows that if you don't actively engage your brain into learning, you're not going to learn even one new thing. I hear so many times, well, Christine, I've been selling for 30 years, or I've been selling for 10 years. I mean, I think I know everything that I need to know to sell. I've been selling for 40 plus years, and I even discover new things to learn. When you close your mind to learning, you're not able to open up to new and different opportunities. Your brain learns by creating, by being active. Zig Ziglar said this, your business is never really good or bad out there. Your business is either good or bad right between your own ears. Did you see last week's video? If you haven't, I want to encourage you to watch it, because in 2017, I've done so much research on mindset, on brain cognitive science. I just happen to believe our mind will be our final frontier here on earth. We don't use nor do we understand its full capacity. Most people try and learn passively. What I mean by that, they just sit and listen. They don't take notes, and they're not actively engaged in the learning process. Remember when I said earlier that the brain learns by being creative and by you being active in it too? Because information combined with emotion creates long-term memory. I'll say it again. Information combined with emotion creates long-term memory. All learning is state dependent. Now, what do I mean by your state? That's your physical state. Whether you're really into learning and you're excited about learning, or you're curious about a subject and you really dig into it, or maybe, for example, learning to ski brings you joy. In order for the memory to be engaged long term, your state has to be one of curiosity, one of openness, one of joy. Have you ever tried to learn something when you're grumpy or you're negative? And the good news is your state is in your complete control. So is your selling state. So I'm asking you to forget everything you know about selling so you can do the next step. And that's actively listening and taking notes on the information you're about to learn on this video. Cognitive science tells us there's a learning curve and there's a forgetting curve. You'll forget 80% of what you learn in 48 hours. That's why it's important to take notes. The brain learns by being creative, and by you being active in the listening process. And part of that is taking notes. In order for your brain to actively listen, what do you need to do? Take notes. Now, look at the word listen. Scramble the letters all up and create a new word. What is it? Do you give up? The word is silent. In order for your brain to actively listen, you must take notes and be silent. Many times, salespeople sitting in front of a prospect, they're forming in their mind an answer to what the prospect is talking about instead of actively listening and taking notes. Here's a personal story. When I was at the Hartford, the general manager of our division would routine travel with the sales account executives. It was my turn to have him travel with me. At the first appointment, I pulled out my notepad and my pen and I started taking notes as we were talking to the prospect. Well, when we left that appointment, my GM pulled me aside and scolded me and said that was the height of rudeness to take notes while sitting in front of the prospect. I couldn't believe it. Remember the movie Horrible Bosses? Oh my, he'd be right there with them. Horrible. So he forbade me to take notes the rest of the day. Well, as soon as he was out of sight, I was back to my note-taking again. He was going completely against cognitive science research. When in front of a prospect, I always ask them for permission to take notes. I'll just say something like, "Bill, do you mind if I take notes while we're talking?" I have never had a no, nor did anyone tell me they thought it was rude. It's not. Why am I making a video about something as simple as taking notes? I see and witness out in the business world more and more salespeople reacting to their smartphone chirps, dings, and chimes more than respond to their prospects. You see, our smartphone is starting to rewire our brains to react every time it talks to us. It's a real danger. Why? Because everyone's losing their focus. I've actually been in meetings where people have their cell phones right there so that if an email comes through, they can respond. Or if a text message comes through, they can get back to them right away. In a meeting, nothing is that urgent. Stop giving your smartphone your power. If you didn't watch that video last week, watch it now. You see, when you're constantly reacting to your smartphone, your brain isn't actively engaged with the person sitting in front of you. Your brain cannot be fully engaged in two different things. It's impossible. Multitasking is a myth. And frankly, that's the height of rudeness. By listening actively and taking notes the old school way, it frees your brain to be creative, to help you think on your feet. When you can think on your feet, you can come up with compelling questions to ask the prospect in response to what he's telling you. Learn sales-savvy intelligence so you can sell intelligent. Sometimes it's just in the little things. Everybody is looking for the magic wand, the quick fix. But I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff that I am putting on videos may sound simple, may sound too easy, but so many salespeople are getting away from the very simple things that may have made them successful in the past. I've witnessed it. Be passionate about learning new skills Or maybe being reminded of skills you're no longer using. Go back and start putting them into your process. Here's my challenge to you, and give me a thumbs up if you're going to accept the challenge. This week, when you're listening to a prospect, or maybe reading a book, listening to a podcast, or maybe reading an article, or watching this video, forget everything you think you know about the subject. In order to open your mind to learn at least one new thing, take notes and then reread your notes, and then get silent and let your brain create opportunities. Engage your sales savvy intelligence to sell intelligent in listening. And if you're not a part of the Savvy Sales community, I want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We're a channel for all salespeople. But remember this, sales is a journey. It's not a quick trip around the block. Remember the free gift? Just click below and get your free gift. And then I'll see you on the next video.